We are approaching the middle of November. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, but for some of us, we live in these states where it doesn't know if it wants to be summer, spring, fall, winter, I don't know. So we need to have flexible fragrances where it might be a cold day, a hot day, a rainy day, I don't know. So I have 10, probably 11, because I can't count, fragrances that are somewhat fresh. They will be really, really nice for the fall, but they still are on the fresher side. So if you have those hot days, you can still wear them. These are great transition fragrances. So if you're interested in seeing what I have, please keep on watching. If you are new here, beautiful, welcome to the channel. I do hope you consider subscribing. We have lots of fun here, and we smell good too. I have a goal of reaching 2,000 subscribers, so I do hope you find this content useful and exciting, and you want to stick around and join the family. And if you are returning, hey girl. Alrighty, let's get right into the video. This fragrance is a flanker to a beloved fragrance in Fragcomm. It's something that I think works well in the fall, but this just kind of gives it a fresher take on things. This is Mon Guerlain's Bloom of Rose. This fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. It's fresh, it's floral, but not too like overly floral heavy. There's a fresher take on it. There's citrus in here, and it still has that Mon Guerlain DNA. So if you take the original Mon Guerlain and you just add a brighter take on things, a fresher, more effervescent take on things, you have Bloom of Rose. This fragrance opens up with citrus and lavender, which we all know is quintessential to the Mon Guerlain line. And for a lot of people, lavender is a note they cannot get down with, but in this fragrance is done well. I will say it's beautiful here as well. It opens up very citrusy and stays that way through the life of the fragrance, even though there's some vanilla in the base. You get that as it dries down. In the mid, there's rose, there's neroli, and jasmine sambac. That neroli also adds to that kind of fresher, more green accord that you get in this fragrance. And there's Tahitian vanilla, to be more specific, and sandalwood in the base. This is not a super loud projector, but you do smell it on yourself when you move about. It lasts for me, I would say probably about 5 hours, 6 good hours if it's not too warm and I do overspray. But this is a beautiful fragrance. I picked this up at Saks. It's not new to the market. It's been around since I want to say 2019, but it's gorgeous. So if you can get your nose on this, I highly recommend it. It's something that I feel like you could wear summer, spring. It doesn't really matter, but this is also still a real good freshie for the fall. So this is Mon Guerlain's Bloom of Rose. This needs no introduction. We are all familiar with the Kayali line. This is Eden Juicy Apple 01, which means they got it right the first time. She opens up with lychee and red apple. There's also pink grapefruit and black currant at the top. In the mid, there's berries, raspberries, May rose, and in the base, there's amber musk, sugar, and vanilla flower. This is a beautiful apple fragrance, but in my opinion, it's not necessarily that juvenile. So sometimes you can get apple fragrances that are like, they smell like body sprays, and this, I don't want to say it can kind of be that, but it is that, but with the level of maturity. So someone my age, and I'm in my 40s, I feel comfortable wearing this. I feel comfortable wearing it on its own. I feel comfortable layering with this. As you can see, I have used her, we down to here. I love this fragrance. It's great for this time of year. It's great mixed with the vanilla 28, and so you can kind of give it a little bit more depth and richness if you want to do that. If you want to go outside, if you're apple picking for the fall, or if you're just outside doing outdoor activities, I think this would be great whiffs and wafts in the air for the fall. So this is a great freshie as well. This is Kayali's Eden Juicy Apple 01. You guys, please work with me, bear with me as I pronounce this name. This is by Dolce & Gabbana, L'Imperatrice. I listened to it, so I'm sure there will be some folks correcting me in the comments, but at either rate, this is a beautiful, fresh, fruity, ozonic scent that is great for transition time, great for a fall freshie. This has kiwi, pink pepper, and rhubarb at the top. This is a very, very fresh scent. This rhubarb is nothing like you're gonna find in Delina, so please do not be off-put by that note. There's watermelon, jasmine in the mid, and in the base, there's lemon tree, musk, and sandalwood. And this is just a very refreshing scent. It's very light, very close to the skin. I would recommend this for someone that doesn't really like a lot of perfume, doesn't want something so loud. I actually got a comment from one of my subscribers, and I think I may do this, but she asked me to talk about fragrances that would be great to wear in the medical field, and I feel like this is one of them, something that you can kind of just spritz in a couple of different places to make sure that you smell like something. You don't just smell like skin, because I'm sure you're washing your hands all the time or whatnot, but you want to still smell pleasant to yourself as well. But this is beautiful. You get the freshness. You get a little bit of the lemon tree, but it doesn't smell green in a way that just smells like fresh cut grass, or that you just put your nose in a whole bunch of leaves. It's not off-putting whatsoever. I don't get a ton of watermelon, but I do smell the kiwi. And this is just beautiful. It sits very close to the skin. You will have to top this up probably a couple times if you actually want to smell it throughout the day. But again, for those that want something very light, you know, kind of almost fleeting, this would be a great scent for this. So this is La Imperatrice. I know that was probably even worse than the first time, by Dolce & Gabbana. Up next is Bald Afrique by Byredo. This is a aromatic, woodsy, citrusy, beautiful scent. It's complex but not unapproachable. This fragrance can take you through, I want to say any season, but I think that this is at its best in the fall. I love this. I fell in love with it the first time I sniffed this. As the top notes kind of wear off, you're left with something very ambery, warm, and inviting. So there's lemon, marigold, and blackcurrant in the top. There's violet and jasmine in the mid, and vetiver, musk, amber, and cedar wood in the base. The complexity of this fragrance, I feel like, makes it super special, because it's approachable in a way to where I feel like someone that doesn't have a huge collection, isn't looking for something like super unique, super, you know, complex, they can still approach this fragrance and be like, you know what, this is really good. I like this. This, you know, I really, really like this. And then it's also something that people with a huge collection can add this to, and it won't be like anything else that they have in their collection. You're not going to have a ton of fragrances that are like Bald Afrique. Like you know, may have a ton of fragrances that may remind you of Eden Juicy Apple, because they're just sweet and light and, you know, fun and flirty. This has a level of sophistication and complexion that makes this one of a kind. I love this. So this would be a wonderful fresh fragrance, absolutely perfectly unisex. I want to say you'll probably get about a good 6-hour wear out of this with moderate projection, and anybody can wear this one. Anybody can wear this one. Beautiful fragrance, Bald Afrique by Byredo. Up next is from Jo Malone. I used to have a huge collection from Jo Malone, and I kind of started, you know, getting rid of the fragrances because my tastes have changed, but I kept the ones that I felt like really resonated with me and that I thought were super special. This is Basil and Neroli. This is a fresh herbal green citrus fragrance, which in my opinion is the epitome of fall. This is the epitome of fall. There's basil in the top, neroli in the mid, and in the base, there's white musk and vetiver. This also comes in a candle, and sometimes, you know, scents that work well for candles are not great on the body and vice versa, but this one is done right, okay? This also is not going to be something that lasts all day. You're going to get a good maybe 5 to 6 hours with a good, you know, spray down. If you spray your clothes, you may smell it a little bit towards the end of the day, but this is perfect for fall. When I think about fall, this is something that comes to mind for me. The basil is not overdone. The neroli is not overdone. Sometimes neroli can do too much. Like it can be like patchouli, where it just pop, 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 be slapping you in the face. And here it's nice. There's almost a sweetness in this fragrance, even though in the note breakdown, it does not list like a vanilla or whatnot, but there probably is something in here to give it a little bit of sweetness. But you can smell this anywhere. Your Nordstrom's, your Neiman Marcus, they have these, maybe just Nordstrom's, but they have a Jo Malone counter. Go and sniff their fragrances. They are beautiful. They just don't last. And it's because they don't have certain ingredients in their perfumes. They use a lot of natural ingredients. And so it is a little fleeting, but it smells beautiful. So this is Basil and Neroli by Jo Malone. This next one, I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but she's actually really good. Her sister flanker gets a lot of credit, a lot of love, a lot of shine. A lot of people have dents in their bottles, but this is Cashmere and Wild Fig. This came out with Cashmere and Palo Santo by Donna Karan, but this is a beautiful fragrance for fall. It opens up with lemon, pepper, rose, freesia in the top. There's fig and bamboo, but it's not aggressive at all. So please do not let that intimidate you with regards to approaching this fragrance. There's musk, cedar, earthy notes, and mineral notes. You get all of it, but there's a sweetness and a juiciness and a brightness in this fragrance. So the sweet and juiciness, I feel like, comes from the fig. The brightness comes from the freesia and the lemon. You get the green for sure. But I feel like for me, I'm like I say all the time, super girly in my scent profile. But this one is not something that I shy away from. I actually really like this fragrance. I've only worn her a couple of times, and I think because this fragrance to me shines better in the fall and in this good old Georgia heat that we have been having. I've not wanted to reach for her as it's been warm, but as it's cooling down, this has caught my eye. This has caught my eye, and I will be reaching for her more, but she smells good. Kind of like one of those, almost like a Fig Newton, but I know Fig Newton can kind of have a depth of flavor, but you get the fig, but it's good. It's really good. It's really good. So this is Cashmere and Wild Fig by Donna Karan. This next fragrance is by Narciso Rodriguez. And I want to say the first time I featured this on my channel, I called this Music Nude. It's M-U-S-C. I mean, right? But I think it's Musk Nude. This is stunning. It opens with white flowers, jasmine, and pink pepper. In the mid, there's damask rose, orange blossom, and musk. And in the base, there's tonka, patchouli, and cedarwood. The patchouli is so subtle, so subtle. So please do not let that prevent you from sniffing this fragrance. This to me is a great scent to kind of wear anywhere, everywhere during the fall. And when I say anywhere and everywhere, I mean to the gym, to the office, at home when you're cozying up by yourself, running errands, going to work, special occasion. Like, it fits every single occasion without missing a beat. She's light, pretty, sophisticated, approachable, and she does, to me, she doesn't seem like she would be doing too much in the gym. Like, if you sprayed this on because you don't want to smell like sweat, you can put this on and it would just meld well with your body chemistry, you know, as you work out. And I love the bottle. Like, come on, look at that. So this is Musk or Music Nude by Narciso Rodriguez. We have Giorgio Armani's My Way. My juice has completely changed. It almost looks like, kind of looks like urine. It was pink when I got it, but I do know that these bottles are full of juice with natural ingredients. So I guess that's the reason for the change in color, because I do keep this in a dark room. But this is a white floral citrus vanilla fragrance. Like, that literally covers the gambit of this scent. It opens up with orange blossom and lemon, tuberose and Indian jasmine in the mid, and in the base there's vanilla, white musk, and cedar. She also, just like the Narciso Rodriguez, is a good anytime, anywhere scent. The only place I probably wouldn't wear this would be the gym, but running errands, going to work, special occasion, chilling by myself, whatever, this fragrance will definitely you know, work for that. Now, I will say this smells a little bit more mature than Narciso Rodriguez. I could see maybe 28 and up. 28 and up wearing this, you know, no problem whatsoever. This is a very beautiful scent. It has good projection, but the longevity is not necessarily the best. I want to say about 5 hours on this one. But she's pretty. She's a nice white floral. You have to like tuberose to like this. You have to like floral scents. Otherwise, this is not going to be the one for you. But yeah, she is great transition fall fragrance that keeps it light and fresh and good for the fall. So this is My Way by Giorgio Armani. This next fragrance, I wouldn't necessarily completely identify it as a freshie, but it's from Maison Louis Marie. This is number 13. This is a coconut and fig heavy fragrance with amber. That's the only notes listed, and literally that's exactly what you smell. It almost smells a little bit lactonic, but the fig in here is front and center. She is center stage on the stage. Okay, so if you don't like fig, you're not gonna like her. And I know that a couple of these other fragrances had fig, like in the cashmere and fig, the fig was a little more dialed down. There was a little more brightness. This fragrance is going to be front and center fig. Okay, she is presented on a platter. You smell her. Okay, so if you don't like it, beware of this. But you do get that lactonic creaminess from the coconut. It's vanillic, and it almost smells a little bit tropical. I don't smell any green, and so like I said, I wouldn't necessarily classify this as a green freshie, but I do feel like this is an amazing scent for the fall during this transition time. This one is beautiful. This is good for office. She is a little punchy. I will say she is a little punchy. So mind your sprays here, but she's not going to last all day. So she projects while she's on your skin for probably about 4 hours. Then she comes in very close and then becomes a fleeting scent. So you're not going to get an all day wear out of her. You'll have to top her up. But while she's here for those few hours, she working hard for the money. Okay, so this is Maison's Louis Marie, number 13. Up next is by Ellis Brooklyn. This is Fawn. This is a herbal coconut vanillic fragrance. There is neroli in here in the top, along with bergamot and magnolia. In the mid, there's going to be coconut, lily of the valley, and damask rose, and in the base, there's musk, amber, and vanilla. This does open very, very floral. You get the greenness from the neroli and the brightness from the citrus. You do smell the coconut, but it's not easily discernible. You smell a creamy something in there, and if you're told it's coconut, you're like, oh yeah, that is what that is. And then as it continues to dry down, you do get the vanilla and the amber. This, I would say, is a little warm, but still very fresh. Very fresh, and it's going to take you on a wearing experience. You're going to get the freshness at the top. You'll experience, you know, the creamy coconut in the middle, and then in the base, it comes close to the skin. It gets a little warmer as it dries down. This fragrance does not last a huge long time. What is huge and long? It doesn't last a long time. You're gonna get a good 4 to 5 hours out of this, but I would say just drop her in your purse, bring her with you, top her up if you need her to last long, but she will go anywhere with you. This is a beautiful scent for the fall. I actually really enjoy wearing this with like crisp white shirts. I feel like this is clean girl aesthetic. You know, some skinny jeans and some, you know, cute little sneakers or whatnot when I'm, you know, wanting to look like a put together mom. But at either rate, this is Ellis Brooklyn Fawn. Alrighty, you guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video in exploring some of these fragrances that I think are great fresh fragrances for the fall. Let me know down in the comments, do you have any of these? The Malone is actually somewhat new to the collection, and I have really been enjoying that fragrance a ton, as well as the Narciso Rodriguez, which who knows if I'm pronouncing correctly, but at either rate, let's leave it down in the comments and continue the conversation. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And with that being said, you all, make sure that you are being kind to yourself. Make sure that you are being kind to others. And peace and love, y'all. The world needs it. Bye.